Breakroom! And this is one of those rare but wonderful days where news has broken right before we go live. So because this is a totally live show broadcasting from the new Rockstars headquarters, we're able to react to it in real time. The news of a Deadpool 3 release date just came out. We're going to be playing the video that announced the news. We're going to be reacting to it. We're going to be giving some theories. It's going to be a lot of fun. With me to do that, to have that fun, I've got Brandon.
Yeah!
Oh my God! I've got Whitney.
Woo! Yeah!
And Tommy.
Keep it Gucci to Moochie.
Yes, as always. And I'm Zach. And again, this is the Nerdy News Show that talks about all the stuff that we want to be talking about, including Deadpool 3 today. But also on today's show, we're going to be talking Black Panther Wakanda Forever. A scrapped post-credit scene from the first movie could be impacting this movie. Werewolf by Night ratings. We got some Andor Episode 4 fantasy picks, courtesy of Mr. Bechtold. Kevin Feige teasing Scarlet Witch's return. And some other fun stuff. But first, also, for every $100 in the Super Chat today, we appreciate Christian Unpronounceable, Austin Long, already a couple folks throwing us some doubloons there in the chat. We appreciate you. For every $100, one host will be punching into one of these mystery boxes that are precariously placed here at the front, and we'll see. A mystery will unfold.
I didn't know this was like a Fight Club thing.
Yeah, you
Damn.
don't punch it too hard.
No, you just kind of want to go.
I don't want you to kill anything inside one of the
Oh
buttons.
shit, are there live animals in
There
there?
could be. We don't know.
Whatever they sell at
These are
Party
Schrodinger's
City.
buckets.
Let's put it this
Schrodinger's
way.
buckets, baby. Let's go.
The lady at Party City, when I checked out, said no.
Okay, so a mystery will unfold. But today we've got to talk about, just less than an hour ago, Ryan Reynolds released a video on Instagram announcing Deadpool 3, making it official, giving it a release date in theaters, and mentioning a very special guest. Now, we're just going to play an edited version of that clip here, and then we'll react to it. So, Producer John, can you roll that beautiful footage?
Hey everyone, we're extremely sad to have missed D23, but we've been working very hard on the next Deadpool film for a good long while now. His first appearance in the MCU obviously needs to feel special, find new depth, new motivation, new meaning.
Every Deadpool needs to stand out and stand apart. It's been an incredible challenge that has forced me to reach down deep inside.
And I have nothing. But we did have one idea. Hey Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?
Yeah, sure, Ryan.
It's 24. I can't wait that long.
Well, you
Margaret
have to.
Callender's.
And we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. Where this fits in the Phase 6, the other properties, it has a very interesting place in between other announced Marvel properties. What this could mean, how they're going to fit Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine into the MCU. There's a lot to talk about, and we will get to it.
We will get to it.
But for now, we've got to talk about our other headlines. Headlines of the day.
Zap.
Pew, pew,
I
pew.
like that.
Just one zap.
Real quick, I want to come back to the Andor headline because that I think is
okay.
also really interesting. Okay, Brandon. I know you'd prepared for that.
Okay.
So just hold on to it, my man. Pinch it off. Some other headlines. Kevin Feige is out there teasing Elizabeth Olsen's MCU return. Did I get you, Tommy?
Yeah.
He had this to say. He was asked about Elizabeth Olsen, and he said, if I could work with Lizzie for another 100, I would work with her for another 100 years if we could. And of course, the only limitation there being human lifespans.
They're
We
dead.
can keep her alive.
They're
We
dead.
can keep
100
her alive.
years, Kevin and Lizzie.
In 100 years, the planet's going to be 9,000 degrees on
I
its surface.
know.
So unless they're all playing ice people,
Also,
over.
I just need the fans at home to know that Brandon hates Lizzie.
Well,
He
no,
does
no, I love Elizabeth Olsen.
He loves Elizabeth Olsen. He does not like it that
I don't like when
adult
people call her
are
Lizzie.
calling
how do you feel
her
about Bob
Lizzie.
De Niro?
Bobby D? That's
Bobby
fine. That's
D.
fine.
You-
It just
you-
feels
specifically
weird
Lizzie?
when her boss is like, "Oh, Lizzie's coming over." Her name is Dame Elizabeth Olsen.
No, she must
Don't
be
you forget it.
introducing herself as like, call me
Yeah,
Lizzie.
Which
she's
is
gotta
fine, but
be.
we don't know that as the public. It seems like they're nagging her, and I don't like
I
it.
introduced myself as Lizzie, and nobody lets it catch on.
Literally nobody even
You're
cares.
Glizzy
when I
Tizzy.
Oh no, yeah, I introduced myself as Glizzy.
Lizzie Tizzy.
Glizzy the Glizzard Lizard.
But he went on to say, when asked like, oh, well, will you see her in the MCU again? He said, anything's possible in the multiverse, we'll have to see.
What a bitch ass answer.
Yeah, it really is. That is truly a cop
Feige,
out.
come on the break room and sit on my lap.
Yeah, tell us what you really feel.
Simu Liu,
Pitch
do you
one
call her
off the
Lizzie? Does
Oh,
Simu
yeah,
Liu
I
call
want to
her
know if
Lizzie?
Simu calls her Lizzie.
Simu calls her Elizabeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he goes, it's an honor to work with you, Elizabeth, as two of the royal people in this franchise. It's an honor to work with
Simu's Canadian. They're all very polite. They use formal names.
you. Sorry, Lizzie.
In other MCU news,
about that.
Ryan Coogler, director of the first Black Panther film and the upcoming Black Panther Wakanda Forever, told Empire Magazine that there was a scrapped Black Panther post-credit scene from the first film. He said in the first film there was plans for a stinger where the camera would push through the palace in Wakanda and then we'd see wet footprints leading up to the throne.
Ooh, you gotta love a good wet foot.
Well, I mean,
You gotta.
here's my deal, though. I went off on this earlier. How long was it from when Namor was in water to he got to the throne room to have these like wet footprints? It's not right next to the
No,
water.
because your
His
suit
suit did
still
not
keeps
dry
dripping
off.
water.
He's in a suit. He walks around barefoot.
No,
He's got little
but
wings on
he
his
lives
feet.
underwater. He doesn't.
Right, but the time it takes for him to get to the water to the throne, he can fly.
Brandon,
yes.
he is constantly moist.
That's what I want
He's
to know. Are his feet
constantly
sponges?
moist.
Are they holding water?
Yes, they are retaining water.
Thank you, Whitney.
Is there a chance that T'Challa took a shower, didn't dry his feet enough,
And just
walked to the throne, someone called it out, he got really embarrassed, and he was like, that's got to be Namor.
That's gotta be Namor.
I would never have.
It's
I mean,
not
sometimes
me.
in my room when I'm in a real hurry because I've overslept for our morning meeting, there's wet footprints leading all the way to my computer. There's
God,
also Reese's Pieces
you
wrappers.
heathens, get slippers.
I think
Slippers are for kids.
I
No,
think-
they're not. They're beautiful.
I think the main takeaway here is
they don't make them for my feet.
when there were two sets of wet footprints, we were walking side by side.
Yes.
When there was only one
One
set of wet
set.
footprints,
that
I was carrying.
when God
Okay.
carried Namor.
Whitney, we're having a technical issue. If you could go
Oh,
see our friend
no.
Dashiell
Oh,
over
God.
there.
Oh.
We'll
We'll
get
come
you all
back, we
fixed up.
promise.
Speaking of
What if he kills me?
the Black
It could
Panther
happen.
franchise, we got some rumors of the runtime have come out. Again, that film's coming out in just a little bit over 2 months. That the film is going to be 2 hours, 41 minutes. Which, if you like you some Black Panther, I get ready for a big old bowl of it, baby.
Yeah. Gird your bladders. Pee early. Don't drink anything during the film.
Do not. It's a
not.
sucker's bet to drink anything during the film.
no.
Drink after to forget about it.
No.
Find more about that on Tommy'sTimeTidbits.org.
I'm only 20 years old, so my prostate is great. It's so tight.
Born in 2002.
My
Brandon.
bladder's awesome, but like when they introduced beer into movies, I still can't drink it. But I hear that like having beer at movies is great, but then you're drinking beers and now you gotta pee all
gotta
the
pee.
time.
Oh yeah, it is actually the
Well,
worst.
I will say this. We'll be doing a lot of Wakanda Forever content when that film comes out, including we will give you timestamps for when during the
the
movie
pee,
is a good moment. That's a scene that you can miss. You can run to the bathroom during that 2-minute window or whatever. But just as a frame of reference, film supposedly is 2 hours and 41 minutes. This is like from some news coming from theaters who have been warned of like runtime so they know how to stagger their screenings. Spider-Man No Way Home was 2 hours 28 minutes, so it was short.
That felt like a long one.
I think I
Endgame-
drank through Spider-Man. I don't think I had to
you
pee.
can make it if you're not getting the big gulp or whatever.
Yeah.
Endgame was 3 hours 2 minutes, so
Ooh.
it's still a good 20 minutes shorter than
I definitely
Endgame.
drank through Endgame.
Eternals.
event.
I was surprised to see this. Brandon brought this up. Eternals, which I didn't think of as a long movie, but 2 hours 36 minutes, basically the same length.
It was
I
long.
forgot that because I thought Eternals was just the length of the movie.
All right.
An eternity.
I saw Eternals with John when I very first got hired, and I was too nervous to drink in front of my new coworker, so I didn't.
My, how times
the whole
have
movie.
changed.
So like I remember the whole movie, The Eternals.
I just remember that whole time they were on the like volcano, I was like this. Oh, come on, finish the movie, please.
Wait. Was it you trying to finish?
Yeah.
Tiamat!
I'm trying to make.
He's about to tee a nut, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
Speaking of Phase 6 properties, so still no casting about Fantastic Four. Producer John claims to have some scoops he refuses to share with us. But one scoop that has kind of come out is, so Marvelous Miss Maisel actress Rachel Brosnahan has addressed the rumors that she's been cast as Sue Storm in Fantastic Four. Her quote was, "I haven't heard anything, unfortunately, but I'm here. It's our last season. I'm about to be available." Classic thirsty thespian language right there.
Classic.
Please, cast me. There it is. There's that graphic.
So bad.
We also need to update the characters in that.
So
that
bad.
one actress is like has a very small role in a niche property. We got to get Rachel Brosnahan in there. But yeah, she was asked if she would sign on to a Fantastic Four project. She said, absolutely, that would be a blast.
No
Of
shit,
course.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Hey, John, by the way, open up the Baskin Robbins and start scooping, okay? We're sick of you hoarding all the chocolate fudge.
John claims to have all these Hollywood insiders feeding him stuff all the time that he
Yeah.
refuses to share with us.
never tell. I'm John. No secrets are mine. I'll take them to my grave.
Less than 2 weeks away, we're getting Werewolf by Night on Disney Plus, a Marvel special presentation.
Cool.
And director Michael Giacchino said that it was almost rated TVMA, which is the heaviest television rating.
We're gonna see some dicks.
Yeah.
I want to see some werewolf dicks. Just
Werewolf's
some
got nards?
big furry boners.
Is that the boomer
Yeah.
pop culture
That's for
reference
our
of the
boomer
day?
bingo board.
It is not rated TVMA. It's rated TV-14, but apparently it was right there on the precipice. So, yeah, we would hope it's going to have some violence, some horror themes, scary, not for the little kids. So I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, and I think they can go like, I'm going to have sex with you, but they can't show it. They can declare it.
Well, and he said when they were shooting it, they were like, "Oh, this is gonna be TVMA. This is intense." But he also said because it's in black and white, they think they got away with the violence.
Oh, with like
The blood
gore.
doesn't
It's
look
not
as
as
bad.
like realistic, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's how I know they're gonna show dicks.
Black and white
because
dicks.
obviously, if they passed the gore ratings, the only thing left is dicks.
Because I think Man-Thing smokes. And that gets you a TVMA.
Oh yeah, nothing smoking.
That's why the networks wouldn't touch Mad Men. Look it up. Okay, also, speaking of Werewolf by Night, Michael Giacchino, he addressed some cameo possibilities. Said they considered characters like Blade, but ultimately, it exists in this same world as all of these other things. It does, but let's not worry about that right now. Something that you could just drop in on, not having seen anything else, and just enjoy it for what it was. Which I like that, right? Like, they don't have to worry about canon and like connections to other properties. It's going to be a nice, self-contained, fun thing.
Do you think that's a CYA, like a cover your ass? Like there is a cameo and he doesn't want to spoil it? I don't know.
Well,
even believe that.
it's probably not Blade, right?
Yeah,
because he did name drop Blade, and we've already had a Blade cameo, so it's like, what's the value of
Yeah,
having
we
another
don't
one?
need like 9 Blade cameos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who knows? That could be fun. I mean, there will be some interesting characters for sure. Okay, now I want to come back to
Okay.
so the most recent episode of Andor,
Episode
episode
3.
3. Watch it, folks. If you're not watching Andor,
What's wrong?
that show is so good, okay? Doesn't have a lot of heat yet. Not a lot of folks are watching it or watching our content about it. Catch up. It
Not
is
a lot
so
of heat.
great.
They hook up on Andor. People have sex on
Yeah.
it. People in Star Wars having sex.
You
Can you believe
gotta.
it? Can
You
you
gotta
believe it?
get that. You
And
gotta.
they're not even on Tatooine.
They show full
Not even on
bunch and crunch.
Tatooine.
Bunch and Crunch?
From their
Whistler to their Pistler.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
there it is.
There's tons
man.
of naked droids on the show. I'll tell you that.
From their har har to their jar jar.
Oh no. From their
From
gun
that-
gun, from their gun to their fun fun.
From the Wookiee to the Nookie.
Yeah.
From their Proclaimer to their Scent Tamer.
Jeez.
We can do this all.
Okay.
Okay.
boy.
But so in that most recent episode, we keep getting all these great flashbacks to young Casa before he was even called Cassian.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a very mild spoiler. If you haven't seen episode 3, it's actually not that big a deal.
And it's on tonight, episode 4, so catch up.
Yes.
Catch up.
This won't really spoil anything for the show, but we see this young Casa. We see this downed ship, and we see these figures, most of whom have already died.
Yeah, they're yellow. They're like
Yes.
maybe poison, some sort of biological disaster. I don't know. One of them has a mask.
And-
I thought they were Simpsons.
I thought
Yeah,
so.
they
At first
did
we were
look
getting
very-
a new alien. I was like, oh, this
Yeah,
is exciting. Oh, they're just sick.
No, and they are all wearing the same uniform with a very specific patch
Yes.
on it.
Yes.
Brandon, could you go into a little bit
So
of detail
we
here?
see in the show like these dead figures. They have like the Separatist patch, which was the patch of, if you remember the Clone Wars, the droid army in Doku. They were Separatists. Some people involved with that were just like anti-Republic. They weren't necessarily like evil. They were just on that side. And then the Republic, the clone troopers, that was a Republic, all that kind of stuff, right? So some of these dead figures, they have the like Separatist patch. Now, of Star Wars, Disney, whoever, officially on their website is putting out these like episode guides with like little Easter eggs and like episode summaries. And they show one where it's like a picture, and they're saying like, this is during the flashback when they're kind of exploring the ship. Marva and Clem.
Yeah.
And they eventually
There we got the image
They
up
say
on the
here
screen,
this
yeah.
is prior to the Clone Wars starting, which is already kind of weird. And then Marva says like these kids, there's a Republic ship coming, and she says these kids killed a Republic officer. Now they're wearing Separatist insignia. So they're not.
And in theory, the Separatists are fighting the Republic.
Yeah, they are not the
Yes,
Republic.
this is the opposite side of
Right.
that war.
So there's
Yeah.
several things at play here that is very confusing from this. First of all, supposedly Cassian was born in 26 BBY, 26 before.
26, baby.
26 baby. So in theory, he's 26 when he dies in 0 BBY.
Spoiler
just
for
before the battle.
Spoiler for Rogue One.
Yeah,
a movie that came
spoilers
out
for
10 years
Rogue
ago.
15 years
One.
ago. Here we
Guess
go.
what?
So, and then them saying that like this happened prior to the Clone Wars, which the Clone Wars are officially like 22 BBY to 19 BBY. So this is like 23, 24 BBY. I don't know, right? They're on this ship. So in theory, Cassian is only like 3 years old, but he's clearly older than that. Now, we know from this episode too, she fakes his history, so maybe they gave him a fake birthday, so we can't trust his birthday anymore. That's fine. But the fact that she says that they killed some Republic officers when they're not wearing Republic insignias, there's a couple things that is weird here. One, is this ship a Republic ship, and she just assumes the officers were Republic officers, and it was taken over by Separatists in a crash? That could possibly be it. Two, does she know that these are Republic officers wearing Separatist uniforms in some sort of false flag operation?
Eric pointed that out in the breakdown that
Yeah.
Star Wars has a long history of like rebels wearing
Pretending-
stormtrooper
Yeah, of
outfits and
course.
stuff like that.
And like
yeah.
at this point, there's not really even rebels, right? There's
Yeah.
a Republic and the Separatists, and the Clone Wars would have you believe that Republics are good people, but they're not. Both sides are bad. Okay, this war's bad for everyone. The Jedi's have sided
Well,
with the
and
Republic.
do you
but-
think there's a potential third thing here, right? Marva and Clem are just two, like, you know, loose cannon.
Yes.
They're scavengers, went out there for their own. They don't care if you're a Separatist or Republic.
Yeah,
you're
it's all
just
Republic to
yeah.
them.
They don't care about either side of it. They're all just
Right.
Republics,
And that's like the third option. They don't know what they're talking about. And they see a Republic ship and they just assume these are Republic officers. So yeah, I don't know. A little confusing. Eric goes into it more in his breakdown also, and I think, you know, it's a little confusing.
And like the episode's gonna drop tonight, maybe it'll clarify
Right.
some of this stuff. Maybe they'll identify one of these options.
this all could get resolved later. But yeah, we saw this official guide thing and we were like, wait, what? This is confusing.
What if it's just another thing like the Duffer Brothers forgetting that Will's birthday?
Birthday?
Yeah, was like
I
the
mean,
day.
that could be possible. Like Tony Gilroy. I mean, he was using people from Lucasfilm to help him, like, kind of fill in some of the holes on
Yeah.
this. But who knows if everyone was talking? I personally think that, you know, Disney was like, we got to promote Andor more. Let's put out some episode guides. They made some intern do it, and like
Yeah.
some intern got it wrong.
And,
I don't
and
know.
to be clear about all this stuff, this is the
This
kind
does
of
not affect the show at
This
all.
is the kind of minutia we at New Rockstars love. We go back and forth on Slack about this all
Yeah,
day
yeah.
long. Eric goes into detail in his breakdowns. Tommy and Eric talk about it on WikiLeaks. But like, yeah, you do not need to understand any of the BBYs. None of this will impact your enjoyment of that show, which you need to be watching. That show is
It's
so
really good.
Enjoy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
really
is
good.
up with like the low numbers of people watching this show? I
think-
don't get it.
Well, I think when they dropped 3 episodes at once, it intimidated people. And they're
Right.
like, I don't got 3 hours to sit around. And it took me a couple of days to get through it all. Like, we have so much to do here and watch
And there's
here.
right now with Rick and Morty,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings,
There is
She-Hulk.
so much
She-Hulk,
stuff.
House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on, and they didn't necessarily promote this a ton, but word of mouth is going to be big for this show. We think people are going to discover it in time. real quick, while we're talking Star Wars stuff, Star Wars owned by Disney, as is Pixar and Marvel.
Yeah.
I like to play games on my phone or on a tablet while I watch TV. I'm not the only one who does that, right?
I don't own a phone or a TV, so no.
While you're watching TV, you monster.
Johnny lives in the woods.
I have a man come over and do shadow puppets on my wall for 3 hours a night.
That's how you consume Andor?
That's how I watch Andor.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's gorgeous. His
but-
hands, anyway.
Folks
Never
out there,
seen his
if you're
face.
like me and your brain is so mush by technology that you need to be consuming 2 different forms of entertainment at the same time, I just want to recommend Disney Emoji Blitz. They're a sponsor of the show. It's a really fun, simple match 3 style game you can play on your phone. They use like IP from Pixar, Disney, Star Wars. You can have, your Monsters Inc. character, and Mickey and Sebastian from Little Mermaid are all on there. It is insanely fun to play, very addictive. It's a nice second screen kind of experience. There should be a link in the description of this video, or you can go to jamcity.me/emoji rockstars. Download it. If you're looking for a fun, silly game for yourself.
Rockstars.
Jam
And
City,
just remember,
baby.
you
We're
cannot do
coming.
grandfather clock, stopwatch, candelabra. Those will not smash together.
I want to go on a field
But you
trip to
can
Jam
search
City with my
Cogsworth and
friends.
Lumiere destroy Miss Minutes on the internet.
Jeez Louise.
jamcity.me/emoji rockstars. I'm telling you, I've been playing it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a very fun game. If you like a little second screen action, go for it.
Yes.
And then the only people technically keeping our bodies and our internal systems functioning, we want to shout out our friends over at Athletic Greens.
I'm barely alive. but thank
I
God
thought you were
that's
going to
like-
say midichlorians.
Oh yeah, well I mean midichlorians, I always think of them as green.
Yeah.
I know they probably don't have a color per se, but Athletic Greens and their product, specifically AG1, which is what we got here and here, is this great, 1 scoop of this in the morning. Take care of yourself. I know both Brandon and Tommy consume this on a regular basis.
Regular basis.
I do it every day.
I'm
Can
hanging
I-
on by a thread.
Can I add it to my Mountain Dew?
I wouldn't, but you can.
Try it. It might
okay.
blow
I'm
up.
just kidding.
It might blow up.
Yeah,
I think
depending
the
on-
other
I
thing
was
will have- it'll just
wondering.
become
I
more awesome.
got a mug right here.
It'll just be Mountain Double Dew, every scoop of AG1, whether you're consuming it in water like me or in poisonous sugar water like Whitney.
I'm gonna die so soon. I'm dying
don't you
soon.
dare.
I've consumed swimming pools of Mountain Dew in my life. I know it will do me. You know it won't do me? AG1 with its 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source superfoods. One thing I've been thinking about a lot, I've started doing more AG1s, is I've been sleeping great. I've got a growing family, and the newest member of that family wakes me up a lot in the middle of the night. And this helps sleep, restfulness, and alertness once you're awake.
Yeah.
And some of all the different minerals and stuff like that help those symptoms, mental clarity. So with AG1, you're getting all-in-one nutritional insurance. It's much cheaper than sourcing all of those healthy ingredients yourself. It's a nice little habit with big benefits. You don't got to worry about any of I'm not getting enough of this vitamin or that nutrient, right? That's probably why I'm not feeling good or my skin's bad or whatever, right? This takes care of all of that. So reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, 1 scoop and a cup of water every day. That's it. Head to athleticgreens.com/breakroom. That's how you get a good deal and they know we sent you. That helps us out, helps you out. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/breakroom. Take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Okay.
That's good. Real quick, I just want to say on Andor, this is pretty important.
Okay.
The only way we're going to get people to start watching Andor is if you shout it from your word of mouth to your hell down south. Okay?
Yes!
Just sitting on
Let
Word
it
of
out.
mouth to the hell down south, baby.
Right.
Let's go.
Let's go. Get it out there.
From your Marvin mouth to your Bix.
Crowd?
We got to talk about Deadpool first.
Okay,
But
yes.
first, Whitney has to open a
Yeah.
mystery bucket.
Also,
Oh.
I just want to say really quick, I saw Sir Psycho's sidekick, that is him, say congrats on the engagement. Yes, I know that's a Red Hot Chili Peppers restaurant restaurant reference.
Oh,
You're
I thought it was a
welcome.
restaurant.
It's
That's
not a
what
restaurant.
Psycho
It's not a
is.
restaurant. I meant to say reference,
I'll
and
have
then
the
I did
under
a
the
mouth
bridge
typo.
burger, please.
I was gonna
That was
say
a
the
mouth
blood
typo.
sugar sex magic dessert is delicious there. Okay. Boomers!
You have to
Let's
eat
go.
it with a steak knife. Con job. Card shark. Boot
nice.
cut. Yeah,
California nachos.
I really like that song, and I thank you on the well wishes.
Well wishes.
I'm a
Pick
wife
bucket.
guy now.
Don't
So
touch the bucket.
Whitney's going to go through a mystery box here. We have no idea what's in there. Well, Tommy does. But thanks to Ben Enoch, Mikey Cheers, Well-Rounded Mom, and everybody sending in super chats. Okay,
Where do
which
I
one are you
stand?
going to pick?
Where do I
Whichever
pick?
one you want.
Whichever one you want.
Okay.
Don't touch the bucket,
Eeny,
so.
meeny, miny, moe, catch a tiger, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. This one. Okay.
Do it.
And I
Rip-
can't
rip
punch
through it.
hard, but
Yeah,
I
don't
can.
punch too hard, but burst through it. You can do it. Oh, yes. Like a little
Yeah,
cat.
puppy paws.
Ooh! Oh, this is
Congratulations.
actually
Beautiful.
very nice. Wow, I'm gonna be so pretty.
Oh,
Wow,
tiara
this is
for
very
Whitney.
nice. I'm gonna keep this forever.
Whitney, the unburnt, the breaker of chains.
Kalishi, mother of pugs.
Destroyer of simps everywhere. That's right. She's engaged up, suckers.
From your cool
Hell yeah.
tiara to your toilet scara.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, let's talk about Deadpool. Let's
yes,
talk
yes,
about
yes,
Deadpool.
yes.
You're all here to talk about Deadpool. We're so excited. We literally had a whole other show planned, and we had to
Threw
throw
it
out
out.
the script like it was Avatar 2's first draft. Okay? If you're a fan of the show, you get that reference.
Yeah.
So Ryan Reynolds, he announced Deadpool 3's release date. It's September 6, 2024. Tickets go on sale right now. I'm just kidding. We don't know when
Yay.
tickets go on sale. But even more than that, Hugh Jackman is coming back. He's going to return as Wolverine. We know he's leaving Music Man soon, so this is perfect timing for him. Exciting, like big time stuff. And this seems like, I think, even the logo with the claws going through it, the rip through it,
Yeah.
makes me think this is more than just like a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which he
It's
is
a big promise.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine has cameoed in other
Yes.
films before,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
not beyond that. But it does seem like, this is maybe going to be like a buddy movie or something.
I want it to be that.
Right.
I want it to just be like two guys being dudes, having a good time, fun
Yeah.
stuff. They're friends. Well, even if obviously Wolverine's going to be very reluctant, and so is Deadpool. But in real life, they're friends, and I like it when friends
Yeah.
do stuff together. And I think it's going to be so fun just because of
They're
how
two
much they're going to
rich
enjoy
men
it.
with businesses that make them even
Yeah,
richer and are having the
exactly.
best time of their life.
And this has been just like the longest running inside joke.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna pay off. And
It's pretty
I'm
good.
psyched
No, it would
about
be great if Wolverine's not in this movie.
At all. Yeah, this is
all
just
the
a
ultimate
complete
con
fake
job. He
out.
He just watches a cartoon of X-Men 97. He's like, wow, Wolverine is so much better.
Ryan
in
Reynolds
this.
starts the movie by being like, he died in Logan. He's dead.
That
Have
would be
some
great
respect.
if he gets replaced by cartoon Wolverine halfway through the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He's like, Hugh,
Well,
get out of here.
I mean,
Get
it
outta
could be interesting, right? Like, no character got a better kind of like finality than Logan in Logan,
Truly,
right? Like,
it's a beautiful movie.
Yeah, and there are some people that are a little disappointed, like, oh no, you get to end perfectly. But hey, Patrick Stewart's already come back, baby.
yeah. Well,
you
this
know?
can be a totally
He already
different
did.
Logan, different universe,
Yeah.
different
Different
timeline,
multiverse. Yeah,
a
it doesn't have
variant.
to be the.
not as ripped.
Yeah, not as
You
ripped,
you
little
don't
older.
have to get that ripped, Hugh.
Dude,
Please,
stay off the
Ew.
HGH.
please.
Ew.
Let the only HGH be in your name with a U in between it.
And then I see a lot of people bringing this up in the chat. I think we even got a super chat about it. John Krasinski also just tweeted out, they're like, oh, is this our movie?
Oh, thirsty
Now,
boy.
I
There
think
it
this
is.
is
There's
a
the tweet.
Yeah, this is like a big. This is a MacGuffin, I think.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is this movie is set to come out September 6, 2024. That's right before
November 2024,
which is Fantastic Four.
right there.
So yeah, is John Krasinski in Fantastic Four? Is he going to show up maybe in Deadpool as like Mr. Fantastic again?
These
I don't
movies
know.
are we've been talking about this. So this will be beginning phase 6,
Mm-hmm.
right? Phase 5 will end with Thunderbolts and Captain America: New World Order,
Yeah.
right? Those are both at the end of 2020. There it is. Thank you, John. Those are both at the end of 2023. Then boom, the beginning, or well, I guess that's not quite the beginning. It's kind of like late that next year we get these two films, right?
And this September 6th, what?
3 months
months
later, yeah.
And
Great
this
math.
This September 6th film. This was a date that was originally in February of 2024 and then got pushed to September.
And we've talked about this on the Breakroom before, right? Like, there's all these announced release dates of movies, but we know that, like, Marvel has told theaters, like, also hold this date and this date and this date for us without, like, the specific property attached to it. Now, one of those
Sneaky.
was February, got moved to the following September. Now we know that that is Deadpool
Right.
3.
Right.
And I wonder if that was always Deadpool's spot, if they were going to have it out in February and they've now needed to pivot and change. Does this mean that Ryan's tying more into the MCU as Deadpool, which I think is very interesting. I mean, in this, the thing we saw, the little clip he put out, like he's wearing an interesting suit. It is not the Deadpool suit we know. It's not even red at all, but it is weirdly like superhero-esque, superhero-esque.
It has some elements of like some of the Wolverine suits we've seen him wear, right? Even
the
like
original
kind of
like
black.
X-Men,
Yeah.
he who must not be named directed X-Men
You
films.
guys, what if that wasn't even Wolverine in the commercial? What if that was just a body double?
I mean, it's really hard to
and
see
they
if
got,
it is Hugh
It's
Jackman.
too hard to see. I think it's just a guy. I think that it's like when they replaced Melania with the body double. I think that they replaced Hugh Jackman with a Melania
It's a
body
Hugh
double.
Wackman?
It's a Hugh Wackman.
You're whack, man.
Yeah.
I'm no simp.
Tommy can
No
do the
cap.
voice.
If it was Zach, he'd be a Hugh Zackman.
Oh. This whole thing is a little sus to me. I better call my bae.
What did Wired Magazine think of that
Yeah,
video?
I guess
Tommy?
they just watched that clip, and I think their review was they said,
Oh, they didn't like it, huh? Now, we were really parsing the language of this release, and if you didn't notice, it does have a Whitney Houston song at the end.
Yes.
I Will Always Love You, but the lyric is changed to I Will Always Love Hugh, which is really clever, really good. But he also says every Deadpool is different, or something to that nature.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that this is a different Deadpool?
A variant, if you will.
Variant of the
Variant,
Deadpool
if
that
you
we've
will.
known. Could we have Deadpool? Could we have multiple Deadpools in this film going up against each
Well,
other?
it's also very interesting, him saying every Deadpool is different, right? Deadpool 1, 2016, Deadpool 2, 2018. Like, they came out pretty close to each
close.
other.
Yeah.
And the characters aren't that different one to the next, right? It's different arcs in those
Yeah.
films and whatever. But, like, it didn't feel like the difference between Thor: The Dark World and Thor: Ragnarok, right? That
Right,
character
yeah.
is very different between those. These two, and now, we know some of the talent behind this film. So it's going to be directed by Sean Levy, the guy who did Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, their previous collaborators. It's going to be written by Wendy.
original writers.
The original writers are working on it, but
Yeah.
the main script is written by Wendy Molyneux and her sister, also something Molyneux, whose name I can't remember, who work on Bob's Burgers and have done a lot of.
look at this comedy, animation, writing back into the MCU
Hell yeah.
pipeline. God, I should have written for The Simpsons, you know?
Did you turn that gig down,
I
Tommy?
did.
Matt
Wow.
Groening was calling him every day.
Every day.
Not today,
And
Matt.
I kept calling him
Not
Matt
today.
Groening, and he's like, it's pronounced grinning, and I'm like, okay, man.
No, it's
whatever.
growing.
I ain't no sus.
We have gotten a few super chats talking about this. Reed Cole sent in a super chat saying, I think there will be like a road trip multiverse film for Deadpool 3 where at the end they enter Marvel 616 and see Miss Marvel and Namor. That would be interesting if them like kind of jumping around.
Oh.
I love the idea of like, you know, this really breaking the fourth wall and like this is I think I pitched this before, but the idea that this comes out as like a Fox studio or a 20th Century Films movie and not an MCU.
And it doesn't
movie.
need to connect to anything.
Yeah, and Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds or Deadpool is pissed, and it's him breaking into the MCU. Like, no, this,
that'd
my
be
movie
so
is a
funny.
Marvel movie. It's not a 20th Century
Yeah.
Studios movie, but me in the MCU.
Yeah.
And he uses Wolverine to get in.
I like it.
And they, you know, I would love a scene where like Deadpool is confronting Kevin Feige, and it's like, what gives, man?
Oh, that would actually be
gives?
great.
I've brought
I would
Wolverine
love
with
that so
me.
much.
Well, and actually, there was just somebody in the chat just saying, like, what if this is, because it's coming out right so close to Fantastic Four, like, what if there is like an incursion taking place between these two realities, right? Like, we know that's what John Krasinski mentions in Multiverse of Madness, and like, it's obviously a big comic storyline, right? Like, these like incursions cause like these two realities to decimate each other. The realities of the Fox library and the Disney library.
Yeah.
But they just kill problematic directors. It's like Ratner versus Whedon. Fighting each
Who would
other.
be left to direct
I know,
movies in
there's so
Hollywood?
many.
I don't know.
There's so many. I just
They
real
run
quick.
at each other like the animated series. Cut! I yell cut. Then I say action. You want action? Rolling.
Okay.
Wow.
I just real quick want to shout out. There's a lot of great super chats. Thank you everybody that's throwing in super chats. Sir Psycho Sidekick saying, From their X-wing to their sex swing.
Hell yeah, I'm into
That's
it,
a good
baby.
one.
I'm into it.
That's a really good one.
MLS Speeds asks, is Deadpool with Wolverine be an alternate world or in the current MCU 616? I think they have to end in the current 616.
Yeah, I think
they may not start there.
Well,
It's gotta
yeah,
end there.
Though, yeah, there is a slight chance, right? With Marvel's willingness with Werewolf by Night to do these special presentations, right? Which we don't know that it will connect to anything else or like need to like exist within the broader MCU. Could this be like just a way to wrap up the Deadpool franchise? It just on its own doesn't need to connect to anything else.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
It could be, but what a miss. And Ryan
And also,
says in the
Ryan
thing, like,
Reynolds
we're in
is
the
like
MCU, baby.
obsessed with being
Yeah.
Deadpool too.
Yeah.
Like, and like he's richer than God. I can't imagine that he'd probably just be like, how many bottles of whatever his company, aviation gin, do I need to give
How
you
many
to-
more Welsh soccer teams must I purchase?
Much I purchased to be in Deadpool 6.
Read some of those polls, I think. You got some polls going. Do you think Deadpool will be a variant? A resounding 59 of you say no.
59?
There will be variant Deadpools. I don't see it. I think
We
right
gotta
now,
have the squirrel one, right?
this
They
is the
gotta do all that.
multiverse saga, and it's gonna. They're gonna
Yes.
be doing variants and like multiples in all these movies. I think the end, Secret Wars, will leave us with one timeline. I think they're gonna wipe out a lot of stuff in Secret
Damn.
Wars.
and again, Secret Wars will be taking place after this.
Yeah, way after this, and this could be like.
You can't take away my multiverses. I just got
taking them
them.
away.
Not,
I just got 'em.
not that way after this. Secret Wars will be ending the phase
Yeah,
that this film is kind of beginning, right?
Right.
So it's like it's not that far after it. Somebody, MO in the chat saying Zach has been great as Cyril Karn in Andor. Do all us big nosed pale white guys look the same to you, MO?
Come on, Emma.
Also, that actor's much more handsome than me.
More like
let's be honest.
MA, microaggression, am I right?
Zach has had
Suck
all
it,
of his
Emma.
new Rockstar shirts personally tailored, though.
Yeah. Have
Personally-
you modified your new
personally
Rockstar
tailored,
shirt? I've added
absolutely.
sleeves and zippers. He has a zipper to the back of
Gotta
every
fix
pair
the
of pants
piping
we
on
give
a
him.
shirt.
It's crazy.
I liked that guy. He's creative and innovative with his wardrobe, and I
someone
appreciate
who has a
that.
hobby and a passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the wrong hobby and passion? Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
Slippery
But the Empire
Why
was
not?
right. That's all I know.
We
Anyways,
love Zach from his cartoon watcher to his burning crotch.
do we think, now that we know that Wolverine's going to be in this,
Yeah.
is this like our first X-Men? I'm not going to say first mutant because we've had mutants. We're going to have more mutants with like Namor. But is this like our first X-Men officially in the MCU? Like, will they introduce, do you think in between now and Deadpool 3, they'll find a way to put in like, is there going to be a Storm in
Wakanda Forever?
Is there going to be a Jubilee trilogy that comes out?
A
before
Rogue
Yes.
in
this? A
Marvels?
Rogue in the Marvels, which a
Yeah.
lot of people are wondering about.
Yeah.
Okay, I still want them to introduce Rogue into Disney by having her pair up with Elsa because they need to go glove shopping because they both have really
They got touch problems.
they got touch problems
touch
and they need
problems.
gloves and they need to go together because gay girl glove shopping is just what I want to
love it.
see.
I love it.
So that's my headcanon for how Rogue is going to enter. She's
I
gonna
don't
be
know who
Frozen
sent in
3.
the super chat, but someone did send in one, and I apologize. We'll find you in a second. Asking which Disney princess dress will Deadpool wear first?
Oh, nice.
I mean, I think you got two options at the
That's
top.
a good-
I'm going to jump in on this.
Hell yeah, do it.
Belle is your most iconic one. I think it
True.
stands out the most.
True. Yeah.
A Cinderella is iconic. It's a little old school for the Zoomers out there. They don't know it as well. I will also throw out Rapunzel's dress. Very popular.
Yeah,
But
Rapunzel's
doesn't
dress
it
is cute.
look so similar to a lot of the other dresses?
Zach, that's an amateur.
He's
You know what I might
He's
go
gonna
with?
wear Elsa's blue dress because Frozen is like the most recent popular princess dress to get on the box.
I think I'm gonna go Tinkerbell, you guys.
Oh, Tinkerbell's
and
good.
if you clap for him, he gets a boner in the
like
dress.
I like that. I will also throw out Aurora's dress as a in between
Yes.
the pink and blue, switching back and forth.
Oh yeah,
Could
yeah.
be a
The
lot
back
of fun
and
for
forth one
him.
could
Or
be cool.
perhaps the dress Diana wore on her wedding day. The world's princess.
World's princess.
Oh my God! Oh, that was from
Let her
Mikey.
rest.
That was from Mikey Cheers. Thank you,
miss her,
Mikey
man.
Cheers, for that super
I
chat.
miss her,
Thank you so
dude.
much. Also, Austin Long sent in a super chat. He was saying nice things about us. They said Jubilee is still mid, which I know you don't believe that, Austin Long, which makes me even more upset that you don't even believe that.
Don't
trolling.
let MT hear you say that, dude. You guys are lucky MT's not here. He would start crying.
I'm a rational man who loves Jubilee, but MT would find you.
MT would find you, hunt you down, and just sob in your doorway.
I also want to say real
He
quick.
would send your fingers to Haley Steinfeld.
Super would.
The nature of this announcement, he even name checks, sorry we didn't make it a D23, right? Is Kevin Feige letting anybody else announce their own movie? Right? This is, I mean, Ryan Reynolds has always been a passion project, right? He financed that sizzle reel.
When he has a high production, he's an executive producer.
Yes, yeah, he's much more involved than any other actor in the MCU, right? Like maybe with the exception of Robert Downey Jr. He financed that original sizzle reel that got the first movie greenlit. He's been super hands-on. He's kind of worked his way through a couple directors, right? Will something Miller, right? He was the director of the first film, clashed with him on the second film, so they brought in
he portrayed
Tim Miller,
He portrayed an awful version of Deadpool. That's how much he loved Wade Wilson. He was like, I will do this. What he knew was a terrible version of Deadpool and X-Men. Oh, what? Oh, that version? Yeah. He's even said he's going to bring back that version of
I just, real quick, off-screen, sometimes on-screen producer John, he does all the technical stuff for this show. He's a brilliant director, has not yet figured out a better way to communicate with us than screaming from the other room.
Over the tops of the
not
offices.
picked up on microphone.
We said put on a God mic back here, but he said, why do I need a God mic when I'm God? I don't need a microphone.
But I
hit me.
I thought I was an atheist until I realized John was God.
Our John is
an
awesome
John.
May
May he shout from over the wall.
I thought you were going to say, may he shout from his producer.
May he shout from his
From
his preacher to his screecher.
From his director to his wrecker. Okay.
I was going to go director to his pecker, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can do both. You can
From
do
his
both.
Bible spouter to his weeper and powder, if you know what I'm saying.
But I do just want to, we'll close this Deadpool discussion. Again, hopefully we get a lot more news. They haven't even started production on this film yet. It's almost exactly 2 years out. But, the fact that he gets to announce this, they've done, Comic-Con was not that long ago, D23, there was a lot of opportunities for Disney to announce this. They let him do this on his own. So clearly, he is shaping this as much as the Marvel infrastructure. So maybe that is a little evidence that it might exist a little bit on its own.
I mean, they let him
I
do
think
product
that-
placement. He had his own gin in the ad itself.
I think that Kevin will let Ms. Marvel probably announce something. Iman Vellani, because she's so into it too. She's just
let her make
let her
social
make a
channels?
little,
That'd be very
like a
smart.
Sloth Baby production announces whatever, Ms. Marvel season 2 or
That's
whatever
true.
happens.
I like that.
I think that could happen.
If he gets someone real big for Fantastic Four, I could see them letting that person make the announcement, I will be this character, and the movie is coming out now on their own channel, not through official Marvel channels or anything like that.
I don't know. Maybe not. I wouldn't doubt if this is the only time we ever see
It
this.
might be. It might be.
But Tommy,
Yep.
do you have an idea? Maybe from
How
your
your body parts?
from your shouter to your spouter?
From my big shout to my wine spout.
Wow.
Yeah. It's time for mandatory fun.
Oh!
That graphic.
Play my graphic. The segment that has warmed everyone's heart, so we gotta show a visual chart. Hit that graphic again.
Tommy's slowly getting warmed up. He's
Wow.
starting real low
A
key.
segment that honors the monarchy, so we can make that sweet super chat money. Play it again. God save the segment. All right. Now, last week I had you all pick a player for your Andor fantasy team. You were not here.
I wasn't here.
So you will
I
be
don't know
stepping in and
anything.
picking for Jessica today. We're going to keep Jessica in the game, even though she is not with us today. She will be back next week. So, Whitney, pressure's on you. And I don't know if you know. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you know. Jessica is fairly competitive.
Dude,
so
Jessica's really competitive. I can't do this.
before we do the draft, I'm going to give you guys an update on your scores and how those scores were done. Now, Jessica picked Bix, our junkyard, feisty, potentially former lover of Andor. And I gave Jessica 8 points. And here's where she scored her points. She used a kiss to manipulate a person, aka Tim.
Maybe more than a kiss.
Well, what we saw was a kiss. Then she also used secret language to sneak in or to get access to a place where she then got into like a galactic phone booth and paged someone. Right? Like she went into the parts store and was like, I need to go into the 7th rack. And he's like, right there, boy, the yellow ones. And then she went in and paged Luthen. So anyway, Jessica gets 8 points for that. Zach, you also get 8 points. And let me tell you why.
Oh.
You picked Marva, one of my favorite characters. I don't know where the die has
It's right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, Brandon's got it. Great.
I didn't know what you were wanting. You're like my grandpa. Just
I thought
wandering
that was
around.
like one of those little bears you buy at gas stations that people use and turn them into crack pipes.
Oh, a little rose.
You should give
I'm
those
sorry,
to
could
me
you
as
go
a
into more
present,
detail
'cause
on
he lives
that?
right
I
here.
can't. Go to my blog.
What
You'll learn how to
about
turn
that?
everything into a crack pipe. Okay. So, Zach, I give you 8 points. Rather.
Oh, okay.
Here's why. I gave you, let's see, you got 10 points for a cheeky relationship with a droid.
Okay.
You got 10 points for that, and then I subtracted 2 points for a very like boilerplate lame, like, this is the sound of an empire beginning. Too predictable.
I love that scene. I love
I've seen
that
it
scene.
before. A fire will rise. Oh, this. She's just like Bane, you
Break
know.
the wheel.
Anyway, so you got 8 points as well. Brandon, you had Andor, and here's the thing. It's tough not to score Andor. He's the protagonist. But this is fantasy football. When you draft and you pick a stud, you pick a great running back, you pick a great quarterback, they score a lot of points. And I gave Andor 15 points.
Oh,
this week,
baby.
okay? I gave him 5 points for cold-blooded murder.
Oh yeah.
I gave him 5 points for lying/deception. And I gave him 5 points for skipping the easy way out of a situation and doing the most convoluted, difficult thing possible and still surviving and getting away on a speeder bike. So that gives you 15 points. Now, my judging is fair.
No.
And it is final.
Marva
Fair
gets
and finite, baby.
Marva gets no points for drugging a child.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's pretty good.
No, that is
You know
pretty
what?
good.
I'm going to give Marva 3 points. I'm putting you up to 11.
Yeah.
I'm a merciful commissioner, and I'm fair. You plead your case, I'll up the stakes, okay? Now, I also gave myself, and therefore the chat, I'm representing the chat, we had my boy Cyril Carnes. I gave us 10 points, and I was very fair for this.
Okay.
5 points for grand ambition, for like over ambition, and 5 points for cowardice. It's classic bad guy cowardice. 12, 14 men. 14 men. That's like me describing college that one night when I took on the whole party. How many people were there? At least 12, perhaps 14. Anyway, very popular with the lacrosse team. So this week we got a draft. Can we
When you
go
say,
ahead?
real quick, Tommy, when you say took on the lacrosse team.
I fought him.
Yeah.
Make for me, Tommy. Make for me.
I fought him with my mouth, hands, and butt. Go ahead.
Come on.
I said I fought him.
That's okay.
Come on.
I'm out. I'm done.
Zach, you just spit all over the desk.
I'm done.
Saw that.
Scroll up. Scroll up, goddammit. I gotta let everyone in my family watching forget about this.
Okay.
So this week we've got 4 characters. We got 4 characters to
Oh my God.
4 characters to pick from. Now we're scrolling
Zach is
back. We're
dead.
scrolling backwards. So I'll let you guys roll, and then I'll let you know who you're picking
Okay.
from.
Okay.
So everybody,
We got a 6. We got
a six-sided die. All right.
There we go.
We got a 3.
Okay.
Whitney, on behalf of Jessica.
Ooh, a 3.
Ooh, we got a
Also.
3.
I'll
Time for
like,
a
see if I
second.
can
Let's see
beat
if Zach
that.
can go ahead. Ooh, Zach's picking first. You guys
Yeah.
roll for the
Okay.
consolation.
Okay. Wait.
So you roll
You
against
guys to
me.
break the tie.
Oh, between us. Oh, I see. 1. Not me. Not 1.
6.
6. All right. So it's going to go Zach, Brandon, Whitney. All right, Zach, you have a choice of picking between Luthen, Cassian Andor, our girl Mon Mothma, or Cyril Karn.
Okay, I'm going to explain my logic here. So we have yet to see Mon Mothma.
That's true.
This will, in theory, be the first episode we see that character. Might be a big entrance,
Yes,
right? Like, might
yeah.
do a lot of stuff. But I got to go the titular character. And Luthen had a great last episode. And you know, like, now that he's kind of driving the ship, recruiting, and all this kind of
My
stuff.
favorite thing was his walking stick looks like the lightsabers you buy at the park.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's kind of white and it
Yeah.
had like a lightsaber hilt. I was like, does he have like a
Luthen recently
he's
got
got a
back from
souvenir lightsaber
Galaxy's
from
Edge.
Batuu?
He's got a SoCal Locals 5-day pass.
Has he been to the Black Spires of Batu?
already.
Rising Suns traveler.
Stellan Skarsgård. That guy's
So good.
great, dude. He's so good in that role, that voice. But I got to go Andor. Got to go the
Andor's
titular
smart move.
character because I think we're going to keep bouncing back and forth between present and flashback,
Smart
and so
move.
a lot of scoring opportunities.
All right, Brandon, you got pick between Luthen, Mon Mothma, and Cyril
I mean,
Karn.
I gotta go with my heart, baby.
Yeah.
Mon Mothma.
Mon
Oh,
Mothma.
big swing.
I follow her to
Do
the
it.
inside of the Death Star, baby.
All right.
Oof.
Whitney, you got Cyril Karn or Luthen?
I'm gonna go with Luthen, and that is the
Luthen.
goddamn truth.
That's a good one.
Luthen,
That's a good
she's a
pick.
Luthen truther, and then I guess once again for week number 2, the chat and I are stuck with Cyril Karn. Well, luckily I'm the one who comes up with the points for this segment. I have a feeling old
luckily.
Cyril's
Totally.
gonna have a big old week.
We've done predictions for series a lot of different ways, but this time it's just totally subjective.
Yeah.
Tommy Bechtold scored it, and so
Fire
far
in my dark twisted fantasy like Kanye.
Tommy goes for the mystery box.
Close your eyes.
We both got him.
Pretty
Yes.
Go to sleep.
Look at how pretty we
The
are.
monster's gone. He's
so
on the
excited.
run and your daddy's here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy.
What is happening over here?
I don't know. There's
Zach and I are
sexy
bonding
songs.
as father and son for
yeah.
the first time.
It's a great John Lennon solo track.
God, I wish
John
someone
Legend.
would bring John Lennon back to life and kill John Legend.
No,
my
how
God.
about,
Let 'em
John
both
Legend? John Legend should cover John Lennon.
Why not?
Real quick before we go out, let's call it. We've had a lot of great super chats.
yes.
Vasilis Kefalinos, you have a great name, Vasilis. I hope I'm pronouncing it well.
Yes.
A Deadpool suit kind of looks like the Venom symbiotic suit from the comics. You know, Venom left a little piece behind in No Way Home.
It was a really
That
interesting,
is
weird
true.
suit he was in. Yeah.
Jordan of the MCU, DCU said, from your talker to your knocker.
Yeah.
I don't like to knock with it myself.
I like that. I
What
like
if it's just like a
Knock,
tap?
knock, knock. Let daddy in.
Ben Enoch asking, and he had a couple super chats in there. We appreciate you, Ben. How to apply for a job? Asking for a friend. We're not currently hiring. I don't think we have any openings until we
don't
fire Tommy. But
Well, Shay H sent in a few super chats asking for a job.
There will be
Actually, give me a job.
there will be an opening
Give me one.
immediately after this show for co-hosts. I think. And there's a few other very loose.
If Tommy loses the fight with his mouth ass in hands,
Yeah. Hey,
there will
he
be
said,
a job
to be
opening.
fair, he said, but.
I'm not giving up this job without a fight, and I think we all know what that entails now. Okay?
A fight with your butt, hands,
Yeah,
or
let's put it
mouth.
this way: you're fighting the Holy Trinity if you take me.
You're fighting the
Oh my
Father,
God.
Son, and Holy
Yeah,
Ghost.
And then Shay saying, give me a job. You know what? Again, not currently hiring. If you're LA local, though, you know, we're a growing company. And if you're a good candidate, you never know. Stay tuned. We'll announce it publicly if we ever need to hire more folks. Miss MLS Bead saying, is it possible that we will get a close-up of the world we are incursioning on? I guess that's if maybe in Deadpool, right, if there is some kind of incursion, or certainly in Fantastic Four.
That would be a fun premise, right? If whatever world Deadpool is from, like that's the
Oh,
one
is
getting
the
is the incursion. He's like,
incursion,
I gotta get
yeah.
out. I gotta
That'd
get
be
my buddy
sick.
Wolverine.
I gotta grab Wolverine and get the out of
Right.
here.
'Cause-
Am I allowed to swear yet?
Yeah, you
Is
can
it
swear.
near
Well,
the
it depends
end?
on the swear.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
I think we swear.
okay, get the F out of
Yeah,
this
that's fine.
You've
multiverse.
been doing great today.
I've
by
been
the way.
trying
I'm really
hard.
proud of you.
You guys, I'm pretty sure that I wasn't allowed back on the break room for that long because I'm just joking.
That's why.
So now I'm on my best behavior.
You know, they have allowed me to be here every day, so there's definitely something wrong if that's the case.
Ben Enoch had another good one. What MCU hero will Deadpool interact with first? So not that he has not yet currently interacted with. So none of that. He's already interacted with the X-Men and the X-Force.
Doctor Strange kind of makes sense,
Well, I was
right?
gonna say Wong. I put my money on
Yeah.
Wong.
Wongers!
He is the glue. Wong is the glue
Wong
guy.
gets first pass on a roll in
Yeah.
Deadpool 3. That's for
He
Absolutely.
could have a threesome with Marina Baccarin and Madison.
Oh.
Could happen.
Okay.
Could go
I'm not gonna
down.
say no to that.
Hello.
I'm not gonna say no.
Fan casting? My
We're fan
journals right now?
casting your
Whitney, you
journals
can come
into
back on the show
threesomes.
anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Should we cover some of these polls real quick?
Oh
Dan?
yeah.
Yeah.
Go over some
Great
polls there, Tommy.
Yeah. Let's see. We got. When do you think we're going to see? These are all the way back from our headlines, guys. So reach deep back and the recesses of your minds. When do you think we'll see Scarlet Witch again? Phase 6, 44%. I think that makes sense. Why rush her back? We just went to all that trouble to make her disappear into a red mist. It's like when a wrestler goes away. You gotta let people breathe. Then you bring them back or her back.
I think she'll be in the Agatha Harkness show.
Yeah, probably.
At the end.
Oh,
Is this scrapped post-credit scene? We're talking about the Namor from Black Panther 1.
Wet
Better
feet.
than the one we got in Black Panther 1. A nail-biter, if you will. Yes, 52% to no's 47%.
Which is ridiculous. How did he get wet feet in the
Wet
throne room?
feet.
We all agree he needs slippers. And
How
I need
else?
slippers.
Better
Send me
case of
slippers.
the wet foot.
How else are you going to tease Namor?
That's right.
Show him
You tickle
Yeah.
him. You tickle him
with
and call
dry
me.
ass feet
Yeah.
because he's in the middle of Africa
You call
now.
him,
Yeah.
He's nowhere near
Waterboy.
the ocean.
There's water.
He's in a lake.
Well,
He came up from a lake.
how are they going to get there? How are these two people going to fight? These
He
two
can
groups.
fly. Zach, the problem is not that he can't get there. The problem is his feet are dry as hell by the time.
Yeah,
don't
by
know.
the time he gets there, his feet would be dry.
Sometimes I take socks off and my feet are wet.
You know what?
Christ.
One
That's
time
gross.
at a bachelor party,
I'm sorry
Namor
to
gave me
hear that.
$10,000 to tease him, and let me tell you, it wasn't that hard. How many times we have to get up to pee?
How wet was that money, by the way?
Soaked. How many
Soaked.
times, but not with water, how many times do we have to get up to pee during the 2 hours and 40 minutes of Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Never I Can Hold It says 73% of liars.
That's a lie.
That's
Yeah.
so many liars.
I got a walnut for a
That
prostate.
is
I'll be up every
70
10
liars.
minutes.
You're peeing your pants every movie you
Once 17%, those people are slightly more truthful. Twice 5%, the only honest people in this chat, and more than twice for my ex-girlfriend who will get up 15 times to get to pee.
I mean, more than twice, you got to just don't buy a soda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now,
you
am
Or
can't
I
buy it if you're going to use it. Like,
I don't fill
you're a
that cup.
two-way street on your cups, right?
That's right. Whether it's a mandatory fun mug or the now collectible Morbid Time mugs, what I take, I also make. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Personally, I don't pee during the movies, but I do hit the bathroom a couple of times.
Oh,
Laser focus.
Laser focus.
I got a lot to say about this movie.
I'm taking notes for work.
I'm taking notes for work. I gotta
There's
focus.
so many VFX artists credited.
We should get to a bar after this, right? Right away? Get to a bar right away? Are you hungry, Brandon? Not at all.
Does anyone have any cigarettes?
I hope you guys have enjoyed the last ever episode of the Break Room. John has already moved to cancel the show.
I blame Ryan Reynolds for all of
This
this.
stopped streaming 15 minutes ago.
Stopped 15 minutes ago.
haven't been
No
lo-
one's in the
We had a
chat.
tight script, very cohesive discussion points, and they all got thrown out because of Ryan Reynolds.
And how appropriate
true.
that on the day of the big Deadpool news, we get a little wild, a little dirty. Totally
Little wild,
appropriate.
little dirty, little flirty.
Final last little super chat. This 6-inch galaxy, is that person's name?
Yeah.
Is Deadpool 3 going to be humongous?
End the stream.
We'll be back tomorrow. Watch Andor tonight.
Yeah,
Watch
please.
WikiLeaks
Just watch
tomorrow
it.
with Tommy and Eric. And then tomorrow we got Andor tonight, and then we got She-Hulk tomorrow night, and then we got Rings of Power the night after that. It's a great time to
House
be
of the
alive,
Dragon.
folks.
Check out Talking Dragons.
Yes.
Yeah, check out Talking Drags.
If you don't watch my Rick and Morty video, I'll kill myself.
what?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, sorry, just
got- you
kidding.
got a man
I'm just
now.
joking. No,
We
I'm
gotta-
sorry. I'm just joking.
Hey, you could
At least wait till you're married.
you could
And
you
then
could
I
save
can
a
do it.
life. You could save
You
a
can
life.
save
Save
a
a
life.
life.
Watch
Also-
Rick and Morty.
Hit like on this video right now. I love Freight Girl yesterday was reminding folks to do that. If you're
And
still watching,
subscribe.
hit like, subscribe. Go buy a mandatory fun mug from newrockstarsmerch.com and
We got new merch on the pipeline,
Ooh, and
guys.
there's
We got
some
more
fun
merch coming down
things
the
coming
pipeline.
Ooh,
Well,
You guys not
pipeline.
fight this time? Because that was very awkward.
We're not going to fight anymore. We didn't want to fight in the first place. But we are making competing ball games.
Also, when you fight with Tommy,
When you fight with Tommy
don't bring a knife to a mouth and
and bug fight.
fight.
You can't.
Oh my God.
Laters, Gators.
Bye.
Bye.